Hey, welcome to this week's Local Focus. I'm Sebastian Knoll, our guest this week. Pretty excited. Probably in the 10 years I've been covering high school sports, the most dominant player on the girls' side, Amaya Brown, is our guest. Welcome in studio, back in studio.
Thank you.
Right, and it's all over now. The basketball, high school, it's done. You're going to Florida State. How excited are you?
I'm really excited, just to play at that level, meet new people, and probably get a national championship. So pretty excited about that.
So it's already out there, huh?
Yeah.
That's the goal, national championship.
Yeah.
Talk about where it all started. Tell us about your time here in New Mexico and growing up.
Well, I first started playing basketball with my dad. He taught me how to play, and I started playing with his team, and I played up. So when I was in 6th grade, I played 2 years up, and I never really played. I wasn't really that good, and my dad never played me until I was in 8th grade. I was like, if you don't play me, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit playing for you. And he was like, okay. And I came out and I had 20 points.
So your first time complaining about playing time was in the 8th grade.
Yeah, I was like, I'm better than everybody, and you're not playing me. So he started me, and I had 20 points that game. And he was like, oh, okay, maybe you are good. And then after that, I started getting really good. I started training, and then I started getting recruited. I went to a different team with Robert Sanchez. I played with Danny Williams and Alexa Romano, and that's when I really started getting recruited by all the colleges and stuff. I was an 8th grader.
Now your mom played some hoops too, right?
Yeah, she played at Hobbs. Yeah, Hobbs, Mexico.
So was there always a basketball in your hand when you were a little kid?
Yeah, always we're just a basketball family. Yeah, always a basketball family.
And so then Cibola was the choice, right? And what brought you there?
Well, at first I was gonna go to Volcano, and then I seen Cibola and Volcano play against each other when I was an 8th grader, and I really like how Lori coached, and I just loved her energy. And then I knew a lot of the girls on the team already, so I thought that would be a good fit for me.
Now talk about Coach Lori. She drives players, doesn't she? She takes them to the next level.
Yeah, she does.
How does she do that? How does she bring the best out of you?
Well, defense is what a bunch of college coaches look for. So we work on defense constantly all day. I mean, she gives us confidence. Also, she just teaches us to be good leaders on the court and stuff.
So what were your parents' influences and Lori's influences into your basketball game?
They're just very they're always there for me. They always want the best for me, and that's honestly my best influence.
Now you talked about that 8th grade when you had 20 points where you threatened to quit. Was that your first? What was your first basketball moment where you knew all right, I got this. I'm pretty good.
Yeah, that first game, I told my dad, you better play me or I quit. I knew I was good because in practice I would compete with all the girls, and he still wouldn't play me because he thought I was too young. But when I threatened him, yeah, he knew I was good after that game, and he played me. He started me ever since then.
Okay, so he knows better now, right?
Yeah, he knows better now.
Right. So did you have any normal childhood, or was it all athletics?
I had a normal childhood. Yeah, I go out and hang out with my friends. Still worked on my game and stuff. Yeah, I had a normal childhood.
Now, freshman year was pretty special, right?
Yeah.
Go through that.
That was a very special moment. Our team was really good. We had, Dimitri Fong, Christian Durst. Yeah, our team was pretty stacked. Caviana Brown. That's one year I won't forget, winning the state title as a freshman.
Now, sophomore year, you're back at the pit. Things don't end as you would have liked. Go through that.
I mean, sophomore year was a good season. Fell short in the championship against Volcano, but it is what it is. That was a good year though.
Now, I hesitate to go there, but I'm gonna.
Okay.
After the game.
Yeah,
things went a little crazy.
Yeah.
How did you grow from that?
I grew a lot after that. I matured. I was young, so I kind of didn't know better. But when I look back, I learned from it.
Now, a lot of people were buzzing about that, obviously. What Amaya did after the game. Did that ever get back to you? Or when did you start to think about it, and when did you mature?
People talked about it, but I really didn't pay attention to it. It really didn't bother me. Things like that don't bother me. I knew I messed up. I just learned from it.
Right. And then we go to your junior year, which obviously had to be the most challenging with the injury, right?
Junior year was horrible.
Right.
I feel like we just had bad luck that year. You know, we didn't have Corbin Cunningham. You know, she had tore her ACL, and then Kayla Martinez came back from an ACL, and then we had another player, Tamara Morris, who tore her ACL. So we just had bad luck that year. Like, I thought we would have won a state title if we didn't have so many injuries that year.
So talk about your injury. When it happened, what went through your mind?
My injury happened during AAU in Dallas, and I had a good game. I had like 20 points. That was such a good game, and I got a steal. I just went up for a regular layup, and just kind of gave out. It like buckled a little bit, and then I just fell. And then when I went to the trainer, they told me I hyperextended it, but it wasn't getting better. Like after like 2 weeks, so I went and got an MRI, and they said it was ACL, and I was pretty devastated. Like I found out when I was in Atlanta for my tournament, and I thought I was gonna play, and then my mom called me. She said I tore it, and I was pretty devastated. Like I was hurt.
So initial thought was, okay, I got to rehab this, or oh my gosh, my career is over.
No, I didn't think my career was over.
What goes through your mind first?
I just wanted to play. Like, I was really hurt that I didn't get to play like that AAU season because we could have won like Adidas national title. So I was hurt. I couldn't play, and then I knew I wasn't. I knew I was gonna play again. I just didn't want to do the rehab because I heard people say like it sucks. So I was pretty devastated.
Did it suck?
Yes, it sucked. I had to go like 3 times a week. It was horrible.
And how long of a process was that?
It was like almost 9 months.
Now, what I did notice during rehab is you were still always around the team.
Yeah.
Was that a conscious decision you made, or just a gym rat that you can't get out of the gym? Or we'll talk about that.
Both. Like I love being in the gym. I'm one of the leaders on the team, so I was like, I have to be at practice. I don't ever miss practice. So that was a big thing for me to be at practice and be around the team.
Did that make you a better player? Because I've heard coaches say that when players sit out because of injury and they have to watch the game from that perspective, that sometimes it makes them a better player. Do you think it made you a better player?
Yeah, I think it made me a better player, like a lot smarter to, see what like the other teams are doing, like on defense or whatever. So I think it made me a smarter player, and just it made me become a better leader, just leading the team from the bench, and it just helped me.
You're next to Coach Mabry during this injury, so I'm sure you hear the yelling on the floor.
Yeah, she yells a lot.
But it's louder and it's more when you're sitting right next to her, right?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like it's hilarious.
So did you ever say, Coach, let me see that clipboard? Did you ever want to?
No, I don't take the clipboard. I just kind of tell the players, what to do, like on my own terms.
Did it make your team better, you think, that year they had to develop without you on the floor?
I think it made them a little better. I would like pull like some of the girls aside and like tell them what to do. They would go do it on the court because they trusted me.
So when did you get the clearance to start all basketball activity again?
I think after my 7th month, they said I could like practice non-contact with the team. So I did a lot of non-contact drills, and then like 4 weeks later, I got to do contact. I did a little contact, not too much, and I had to like wear my brace and all that and be careful. And then like the 9th month, I started AAU basketball in Phoenix, and that's when I started like really getting into it.
Now I remember you were on my show during the state basketball tournament that year you were injured, and at the pit there. And I don't know if I was just asking crap questions, or you really seemed like you were bugged not to be out on the floor that year.
Yeah,
Tell me how hard that was to be at the pit and not playing. It was so hard.
It was really hard because I knew like if we didn't have so many injuries, like we really could have won. Like we knew we had it. So that's why I was pretty devastated. I didn't get to play, because every year I've made it to the pit, and like that just really irritated me.
Yeah, see, I thought it was just me. I thought I was asking some really terrible questions. You were not having it, but it turns out you just really wanted to be on the floor. So your senior year, did you know right away that was a team that could make the run? Or did you have to progress to that? Or
at first, I didn't really think we were going to make it all the way because we had a bunch of young players. But as the season was going by, I was like, I really think we can make it to the pit, with the players we had. And they were getting better like almost every game. So yeah, I thought we were going to make it to the pit. I was like 100% sure we were going to make it to the pit.
And how tough of a senior year was that? Because obviously the pressure of committing to be a Seminole, all that's already in your mind? I mean, you're balancing a lot at that point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I wasn't really under pressure because I felt like I already done what I had to do. I committed and stuff. So I wasn't really under pressure. I just felt like free, more free when I play.
Now, you wore the brace, obviously.
Yeah.
Was there, you have to play with no fear on the floor, right? You can't think, oh, this could happen again, right? Did that ever creep in your mind? Or
no, that never
you were
crept in my mind. Yeah, I was 100% sure I wasn't going to like hurt it again because my doctor wanted me to wear the brace the whole season, so I had to listen to what the doctor said. So that's why I wore it. But I wasn't afraid of it, nothing happening.
And do you feel like your game has changed at all since that injury, or?
Yeah, I feel like my game has changed a lot, like getting stronger from the physical therapy, just working a lot on my legs and stuff, so it won't tear again. So I feel like my legs are a lot stronger.
So your senior year, I don't think I've seen a season of defense like that out of any player that I've ever covered. And I've told, when people ask me, I told people, I think Amaya could score 0 points every game. Now, granted, your mom would probably not like that. But,
she wouldn't like that.
Yeah, but
Oh
Amaya could go scoreless every game this year and be the best player in the state. Talk about your defense that senior year.
I take a lot of pride in my defense. I'm one of the best defenders in the country. So I don't like when people score on me or at all. So, it really irritates me when people score on me. So, I take a lot of pride in my defense. I work on it 24/7.
So there has to be a girl somewhere in the city that you just love locking up the most, right? Matchup-wise. Who did you look forward to just shutting down the most?
I mean, not really anybody.
No? Every night?
Every
Doesn't matter
night,
who?
I don't care who it is.
Okay, what about after the game? Let's say after the game. Was there ever a night where you're like, yeah, I shut her down pretty good?
Oh gosh, I don't want to call anybody out. What's her name? Kaya Ingram?
Kaya Ingram?
Yeah, from La Cueva. I got her pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, single digits?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah, that's the defense I was talking about. All right, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to talk about the college recruiting, the short list, the list of schools that were interested, the decision, and the future with Amaya Brown. Filling Phillies. It's the best in town. It's Filling Phillies. We use quality meats and fresh Almarosa rolls directly from Philly, where every sandwich is a work of art. You can order online or dine in. Come visit us today at all 3 locations, Uptown, the West Side, or our brand new location in downtown Albuquerque on 301 Central.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
All right, so let's talk recruiting now. Some big names came calling, right? Well, first of all, who was the first call?
The first? Oh, Louisville. Louisville was the first one.
And what goes through your mind at that point where, okay, it's officially recruiting season?
Well, yeah, when I was I started my eighth grade year, going into my freshman year, started playing like at those big tournaments with all the college coaches, and they really noticed me on like my defense because I like stole the ball like 6 times in a row, and that's where I got my offer at first. And then they were watching me through the years, and I was this close to going to Louisville. I was this close.
Wow. Okay. So what? I mean, someone that's going to have as many offers as you. How do you sort through them and separate them?
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to separate, you know, because how I like sorted mine was like I had to have a good relationship with like the head coach and there's the assistant coaches, so I have to have a good relationship with all of them. And
so that's a luxury that not every player gets, right? I mean, at your level, damn right they're going to send the head coach, right?
Yeah.
So not every player gets recruited by the head coach, right? So, I mean, that's a big thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a big thing. They all came to like my house, a bunch of home visits, so that was a lot.
So that's when we talked to you that day, right? Just after a home visit. So how do those home visits go?
They go pretty good. They just tell you, like, they show you pictures of like the dorms. They show you, like, their athletic advisors, and they tell you like about like they'll go on your trips and stuff, about your academics, and then they show you pictures of the teams, and then they'll show like all the assistant coaches, and they'll show you like the picture of the facilities, the training rooms, and then they kind of just give you basically a big old lecture about the campus and the school. And
what campus visits did you take?
I visited TCU on an unofficial, I visited SMU on an unofficial, UNM, UCLA, Louisville, and then Florida State. I didn't take all 5 of my visits because I kind of already knew where I wanted to go.
And how did you already know?
Well, yeah, so I was this close to going to Louisville because I went to their camp when I was like a sophomore. And then, so when I went on my official visit to Florida State, I didn't really think I was going to go that far. I was like, I'm not going to go to Florida. Like, that's too far. And then when I went and visited, I was like, oh, I kind of like this. Like the environment is so cool over there.
Sometimes being far is a good thing.
Yeah, and then, you know, the coaches, like, they acted like they were my family, kind of. Like, I felt like I act like myself around them. And then, like, the team, they're so cool. I really liked them a lot. And then UCLA, when I visited UCLA, it was fun too. They kind of like took me everywhere, like Bel Air. Like, I feel like they tried to bribe me a little bit.
Right.
With the beach and all that. But, you know, the coaches are cool. I just didn't have that relationship like I did with the Florida State coaches.
So you know I'm a big UCLA fan, right?
I know you're a big UCLA fan.
So you think if they would have got Russell or somebody to call, think that would have worked?
Yeah, that probably would have worked.
Yeah, see?
I didn't really like their dorms either.
Now they know. Get Russell to call. So how anxious were you when you made your final decision, obviously, Florida State? Nervous?
I wasn't nervous.
Glad it was over? What's the emotion?
I was kind of glad it was over, and I knew I made the right decision. So I felt good about it.
Now your lead recruiter just took a head coaching job, right? Or one of the coaches on
Lance
staff.
White.
Yeah. And he was in town here, right? So obviously Coach Samrow's been really excited about having you. What do you think your role is going to be at Florida State? How has she laid everything out?
Well, you know, I think my role is going to be like lock down the best player on the other team. You know, I might do the 1 or 2, so I'll probably go both. So that's basically my role.
What do you see yourself still developing in your game?
I would say my 3-point shot.
And goals outside of Florida State? I mean, WNBA, Olympics, things like that. Are those all on the table?
Yeah, WNBA, overseas, Olympics, all that good stuff.
How much tougher is it, do you think, making it? Obviously, there's a lot more parity when it comes to men's college basketball, right? Mm-hmm. There's just a few elite programs in women's college basketball, and you're going to one of them. Mm-hmm. I mean, how much tougher is that road, do you think?
It's very tough. You know, it's in the ACC, one of the best conferences, you know, and so it's going to be really tough. You know, I got to go in there, you know, and just dominate, basically.
So I'm watching this Area 21 with Kevin Garnett. Do you ever watch that?
Never watched it.
It's pretty awful. I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
But so they had Candace Parker on, and they were trying to convince Candace Parker that her up and under move was not a travel or was a travel, and James Harden never travels. And so that started this big conversation about, you know, are girls are hoopers like you getting the respect they deserve on the female side?
No, not really. We don't get our credits.
Like this tournament, I think, has made it a little better, this past tournament, because you saw a lot of, I know Kobe Bryant was on Twitter constantly during the women's tournament.
Yeah, the women's tournament was way better than the men's, to me.
A lot of people said that. So when you emulate your game, do you emulate it after female players or after some NBA guys or some college guys? Who are some players you emulated your game after?
I do both. Like, I feel like I'm Skylar Diggins. Like, I love Skylar Diggins.
Right.
Like, I feel like I'm her, Maya Moore. On the guy side, I would say I'm like, I don't know, let's see, John Wall. I'm a John Wall on the guy side.
Now talk about the work you're putting in now, that summer and before you, when do you leave?
I leave June 16th.
So, I mean, obviously you're probably still hitting it just as hard now as you do during season. Take us through the average day in season for Amaya Brown.
In season, I probably go like twice a week. You know, do workouts on my own, and then I have practice with like my team for like 2 hours. And then on like when I'm not doing basketball, I go to Jared, which is like, it's called Athlete Ready, and I do like strength conditioning, I do like squats, box jumps, just to still help with like my knees and stuff, just not to re-tear anything. I just want to be on top of everything.
So I know this is going to be a cheap and easy comparison during the basketball playoffs, but so LeBron had to carry his team across the finish line right now, playing all these minutes. Did you anticipate playing as many minutes as you played your senior year? Because I remember some games you didn't come out of.
Yeah, I never used to come out the game. Yeah, she's not going to take me out the game, Lori. I already know she's not. It's just funny.
Now, did that fatigue ever play into that? Or I mean, were you ever, I mean, you were pretty gassed at the end of some games, but were you prepared to go full games your senior year? Did you
I was
expect
prepared.
That?
Yeah, I already knew. Yeah, I have to stay in the game.
That's the mindset of a champ, basically?
Yeah.
Because I'm not coming out?
No. Unless I'm like really, really tired, I'm like, yeah, you can take me out for a good minute or two.
Okay. So let's talk about a game where a lot of people thought you should have came out, and that was the game against Rio Grande.
Oh, my gosh.
So
I didn't even play that much.
I know, right? So well, first of all, set the record straight, and what happened there?
I mean,
how many minutes did you play, if you had to guess?
I played the first half in like 2 minutes of the third quarter. I didn't even play that much.
So you didn't, all right. So you were okay with coming out that game?
Yeah. And our JV played the rest of the game.
Right. So I know that was a really huge thing, and well, maybe it wasn't that big of a thing, but James made it a big thing, right?
Yeah. He made it a really big thing. And they bashed Coach Mabry. Right. I didn't like that.
And you obviously you and Coach Mabry are so close, so that's not her game to run it up like that, is it? Tell us more about Coach. I mean, tell us something about Coach that maybe we don't know, not going to practice. She seems like pretty intense.
She's intense, but you know, she's like a really good person. Like, I love being around her. You know, I always can count on her. I know she's always there for me. So she's a genuine person.
So, when you look back at your time in Albuquerque, obviously there was some great success, a little bit of controversy with some little things like the Rio Grande stuff. But how will you look back at your time in Albuquerque?
You know, I'm going to miss it. You know, I'm going to be really far, but, you know, I'm going to miss it. You know, being around my family, you know. Yeah, just going to miss my family, all my friends. You know, I'm going to miss watching my brother play, because that's all I do. I literally just watch my brother play all day, out his tournaments and stuff.
So he's got pretty big shoes to fill, right? He's got a legacy to live up to, right?
Yeah, he's going to be better than me.
Yeah, that's high praise.
Yeah, he's going to be way better than me.
Well, I know he's going to be good, because when I went to that awards banquet, I saw coaches just like that around him.
Yeah.
They were putting on the full court press already. So, I mean, can he take you already, or you still beat him pretty good?
He beat me once. I'll give him that, okay? That's all. He's good, though. He's going to be way better than me.
So what's better about what is he better at already?
His handles. Yeah, you cannot steal the ball from him.
So he'll go double digits against your defense?
Yeah, probably.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, he will. His jumper, his jumper is wet. He won't miss a jumper. His three's nice. Like, he has a nice floater too. He's just all around a good player. He's going to be better than me and my dad.
Oh, wow, that's saying a lot. All right, so we're going to go some rapid fire, some random questions here. We'll stay in the NBA first, okay? The Rockets missed 27 consecutive threes
Oh, gosh.
last night.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember a time in your career, whether it be you individually or a team of yours, where you had hit a streak like that?
No, we never missed 27 threes.
All right, it doesn't have to be 27, but
Maybe 15, but 27 is kind of pushing it.
now you start missing, like, let's say you are, and I hate to bash on a UCLA Bruin, but I'm going to go there. You missed 12 shots like Trevor Ariza did the other night. Maybe you go to the basket instead?
Yeah, I'll probably start going to the basket. Like, maybe if they stopped shooting threes, they would have won.
All right, so is Amaya Brown Team MJ, Team Kobe, or Team LeBron?
Oh, why you do that to me?
You got to pick one.
I'm a LeBron fan.
Oh, wow, that's been the popular choice. Ah, see, Adam's happy in the back.
Yeah.
That's been the popular choice. All right, who's the player in high school that you love playing against the most, competing against the most?
Like, my senior year or just all around?
Any year.
Probably Danny and Alexa.
Why is that? Because they went on to such success, or were they the toughest you ever faced?
Yeah,
or all
the toughest
above?
I've ever faced. Like, guarding Alexa, like, in the state championship my freshman year, like, that was hard. You know, I love competing against her. You know, we played with each other, so, you know, that was pretty hard. And, you know, and I played Danny Williams, and, like, she's pretty hard to guard, too. So I feel like that was one of the toughest I played.
Now, I know you're going to hate this question, but fantasy draft right now, high school players, if you had to put a team together, who's your first 3 players off the board from your senior year? Can't pick any Cougars.
I can't pick any
and
Cougars.
You can't pick cousin Amaya. All right, so they're off the board.
Kamira Decker.
Okay. All right, I like that. You got a big. Where are we going for guard?
VNA.
Okay, solid. One more.
Crawford from Highland.
All right, that's a pretty formidable top 3. Now I see you online during NBA games a lot. Best fashion in the NBA right now. It's got to be my boy Westbrook, right?
Westbrook and Harden have the best.
Really?
Yeah.
What about that Chris Paul, that suit with all the paint?
That was ugly.
You didn't go for that?
No.
What about, was it Tucker that wore the pink suit? Do you have to be better than a role player to wear a pink suit?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right, this is the last one. Now, don't kill me for this question. It's the craziest thing you've ever heard your mom yell from the stands.
What's the craziest thing
Yeah.
I
know there's a lot to choose from.
My brother's over there making his face. Oh my gosh. My mom, I'm trying to think. Oh, one time she told me, if you keep playing like that, I'm going to pull you off this court and you're not going to play the rest of the season.
Well, we're glad she didn't do that, right? So that's our time with Amaya Brown. Amaya, thanks for coming in.
You're welcome.
And you know that Proview is an Amaya Brown house we'll be watching.
All right, thank you.
Join us again next week on Local Focus.